the injured from the clashes are being treated. A few moments ago, I was at the front line, which are now far from the presidential palace, in the middle of the clashes. They're basically, I'm sure you have pictures or something that you're seeing now, but what the scary thing is that the military council has tried several times to instigate civilian-on-civilian violence during the past 2 years, and they consistently failed. And Morsi has managed to do that in a few months, which is really scary.
You say, Alaa, I'd really like you to tell us about, the situation where you are, what's been happening. You say you're in a failed hospital. How close are you from the presidential palace where the clashes have been taking place? And give us a sense of what's happening in this hospital. I mean, are there people being treated for injuries? How many people are there? Who's being treated?
Okay, so that's a field hospital on the side of the how would you say it, anti-Morsi protesters, I guess. It's a walking distance from the presidential palace. It's within the neighborhood. The clashes have moved slightly away from the palace, but it's still all in the same neighborhood, which is Heliopolis. There are at least, I don't know what the number of injuries exactly. They are in the tens, mostly from rocks. People are lobbing rocks at each other, but there are a few, at least 7 head injuries from I don't know what you call them, bird shot, like non-lethal firearms, which they were shot from the Muslim Brotherhood side. So far as I know, this hospital has not treated any serious injuries, but the injuries were certainly in the head. We've heard of at least one person who died. I'm not sure about the circumstances yet.
Unconfirmed reports, of course, of deaths, but we do know that more than 200 people have been injured in Wednesday's violence. Alaa, just one last question, if I can. We heard earlier from another protester who said that there was violence, clashes still going on the side streets there near the presidential palace. Are you aware of this?
Clashes are still going. Yes, I just came from there. The clashes are still going. There's at least 2 spots where there are clashes. They are 15 minutes away from the presidential palace, I guess.
And is there any security? Are there any police officers who are trying to prevent these clashes from happening?
Deployed very close to the presidential palace. So the clashes that were too close to the presidential palace, these were controlled by security. They managed to separate the 2 sides and calm things down. But where the clashes are slightly further away, security is simply not interested.
Okay. Alaa, thank you so much for speaking to us.
Both protesters and the Muslim Brotherhood have been traditional enemies of the police, so the police is really not interested in protecting anyone.
Okay, thank you for talking to us. That's Alaa Abdel Fatah, an activist on the line there from Cairo, telling us that many people have been injured. He was at a field hospital there in Cairo. He also said that there are still clashes going on in the vicinity of the presidential palace, although these live pictures outside of the presidential palace itself show a pretty calm situation. There is still violence reported on the side streets, the streets surrounding the